When you choose to have a relationship with the God of heaven, and you choose to serve him and only him, you will realize that your path will no longer be as easy as you think. Narrow is the path to the Lord, but great is the reward in the end. You see, you're always going to come up against people who will either love you or hate you. If their spirit is the same as yours, you will find yourself in one communion. But for those whose spirit are not the same, they will look at you as a threat, they will hate you, and they will do everything in their path to belittle you and to pull you down. They may have more than you do, but the very little you have, they will become jealous of it and try to remove it from your life. They will do all acts of witchcraft and spells to pull your family apart. They will use all acts of witchcraft and spells to pull your finances apart. In case no one realized that the most important things on this earth that we are taught to believe is that finances and food is the most important thing. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not true. The most important thing on this earth is our relationship with the God of heaven. So no matter how many people will come up against you, no matter how many of them may cause you to lose your job or cause you to lose your family dynamic, continue to hold steadfast to God's love and prayers. Use your spirituality and communication with God to fight back. In the end, our Father in heaven says he is the judge of all things, and he will be the one to serve justice upon them who have stained your path. What your job is to do here on earth is not to hold a grudge towards these people. And as much as it was hard for me to learn and to endure and to practice and to make a part of my daily life, I know that you too will go through the same. But if you're of God, if you're of Christ, you will learn to let things go. Do not hold on to it. Learn to let it go, because when you learn to forgive these individuals, you are releasing yourself from any negative tension. Yes, over time the spirits of evil will continue to whisper things in your ear to try and get your heart to think negatively. But it's for you to learn to filter those things out and flush them into the lake of fire. Forgive those individuals, because even though you've forgiven them, does not mean that they will not have judgment upon their lives. Some may last and enjoy life for many years before they see their judgment. But vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. We ought not to fight fire with fire here on this earth. But at the end of the day, when someone has done us wrong, there is no greater power than when you bow your knees and your head in front of the God of heaven, and you bring all of your worries and your pain, even though he already knows it, but it's important that he hears it from you. Woe be unto them if tears come out of your eyes as a result of you being a positive and a free-spirited person who have done nothing wrong. If you're innocent in all that they do towards you, woe be it unto them. It does not matter how many times you may pray for them, or you may forgive or show mercy to them, they will not escape the judgment of our Father in heaven. God is never a tit for tat. He's never, you do this and then right away I'll do another. No. Growing up, we were taught sometimes it's good to wait for your soup to get cold before drinking it. And in American language, they always say revenge is a dish better served cold. Well, revenge, it's not for you. Justice is for God. That's what we need to learn. We need not fight these individuals, because as much as we may have it within our spirits to fight back and to yell and to scream, it does not help. I'll tell you a quick story of a leader I once had that every single day this leader degraded me, put me down. Every time someone would come and ask for my help and I would go over to help that individual, even though this leader was not capable of helping that individual, that leader would demand that I return to my seat, and it would take that leader maybe 2 weeks for them to send a message to another leader about what the issue is, for them only to come back 2 weeks later to help that individual. Whereas I could have helped that individual right away. You see, when people see your gifts, they become threatened by it. And it's sad, really, because God placed us all here. He did not give me everything that I needed to know on this earth. But what he did, and it's clever really, he gave me a gift and he gave someone else a gift and someone else, so that we would learn to collaborate and to become one. But so often people see us as not being who we truly are. They see us as being what they do not want to see in others, especially someone beneath them. For someone beneath them to know more than they do says a lot. So what they would prefer to do is to belittle you and shun you and put you in a corner where no one sees you. Many times I wanted to report that leader, but every time I would, he would use sort of like a gaslighting. Oh, you know I was just joking. Oh, you know this. He threatened to fire me. Only HR can do that. And even when I finally had had enough and I brought the issue to HR, they did their own investigation, and at the end of the day, I was the one reprimanded. It took me 6 months of being on leave to try and heal myself, and in order to go back to work. The good thing about returning was that they gave me a new leader. And of course, that leader eventually left and I got another leader. And that leader eventually left, but only to find out from those leaders that the reason they left was because of the toxicity in the environment for which I worked. After reporting that leader and going back to work, I would park my vehicle right under the cameras because I arrived early every morning, and I want to be very aware of my surroundings. So for safety, I would park directly under the security cameras where they could see me come in and out each day. And one day I went to my vehicle and my driver's side window was completely busted in. I started crying, of course, not knowing what to do. I drove home 3 towns from where I lived, with glass flying through my hair, flying in my face, doing everything that I could just to make it home. Another time, shortly after that, it was about 2 weeks later, my tires, I was driving to pick up my husband on a Friday. We normally carpool on a Friday. And the nuts on my tires were completely loose. My husband's a mechanic. Safety is always first. Before we leave in the morning, he walks around the vehicle and he checks everything to make sure that we're good before getting on the road. But all of a sudden, all these things started happening. Even with the busted windows, I went to the security. I asked if I needed to call the police. They told me no, they would do their own investigation. I asked them for a copy of the security footage. They turned around and told me there was nothing seen on the security footage and they would not provide me with the security footage. It took them weeks to come back to me, at which time it was too late to even make a report to the police. You see, people are always going to come after you when you tell the truth. Telling the truth may relieve us of the strength and the weight that we have on our shoulders, but it doesn't mean that these individuals will not retaliate. But as I've been growing up, I've always been taught to tell the truth. And it's important for everyone out there who's listening to this video to realize that you have to have resilience, you have to have strength, and you have to keep going. With the tires, thank goodness, I made it to my husband's work. And again, he's a mechanic, so he was able to wonder why it is that all these tires were loose. Since then, people have followed me, people have surveillanced me illegally. People have done many things to me, but here I am today, and I'm telling you that I'm here because of the grace of God. You see, I did not want to explain or to start speaking my story, but God has asked me and has told me that now is the time, that someone out there needs to hear this, that someone out there will find reverence from hearing my story. It doesn't mean that you go back after these individuals. It does not mean that you fight them. It does not mean that you try to retaliate against them. Instead, put your mat down. Get down on your hands and knees. Leave everything at the foot of God. And if you don't believe me, watch and see what happens next. I hope that this message meets and greets the ones that need it the most. We'll talk again soon. Bye for now.